Under atheism we cannot justify our rational faculties. Most atheists are philosophical naturalists. Naturalism asserts that there is no supernatural, and that physical processes can explain all phenomena. According to naturalism, if we probe the most basic levels of reality, we see that everything is the result of blind, random, non-rational physical processes. Subatomic particles, atoms and molecules are whizzing around without any direction, guidance or intended outcome. Physical stuff has no purpose, nothing is intentionally driving these physical processes. If this is the case, though, how can we claim our minds have the ability to achieve mental insights? How can we claim the ability to reach a conclusion? The key part of being able to reason is to have rational insights, to see in one's mind that something logically follows from something else. This is where naturalism fails, as it asserts that all phenomena are based on random, non-rational physical processes. The ability to take premises and drive them towards a mental destination is invalidated if one postulates that the ability comes from blind, non-rational physical processes. A thing cannot give rise to something if it does not contain it, or if it does not have the ability or the potential to give rise to it. For example, I cannot give you $500 if I do not have the money, and I cannot raise the amount if I am jobless with bad credit. This principle will be used throughout this book. Likewise, if physical processes do not contain rationality, then how do they give rise to it? Physical processes by definition do not contain rationality, and they do not have insight. They cannot see the conclusion that follows from an argument. Physical processes are not purposefully or intentionally driven or directed. Therefore, to even suggest that rationality can come from non-rational physical processes is exactly the same as believing that something can come from nothing. Consider the following example. Similar to the story at the beginning of this chapter, imagine there are two bus drivers. The first has good eyesight and is an experienced driver. The second bus driver is blind and inexperienced. The first driver starts his journey and picks up two people called Premise 1 and Premise 2. Their final destination is conclusion. He sees the destination on his map, and as the journey is coming to an end he clearly observes the final stop. The second driver is escorted to his bus at the bus station. Waiting on the bus are Premise 1 and Premise 2. Their destination is the same as in the first scenario. The driver manages to start the bus. However, do you think he will reach the destination? Just like the taxi driver with the blindfold, he will never reach the final destination. Physical processes suffer the same problem. They are blind. They cannot explain reason because a feature of rationality is the ability to derive insight or reach a conclusion, and one cannot obtain insight from something that is blind. To assert such a thing is the equivalent of saying something can arise from nothing. From this perspective, atheism, because of its naturalistic perspective, is not only irrational, but an adversary of reason. It invalidates the thing that is required to make any claim about God, reason itself. Since rationality cannot come from non-rationality, it follows that naturalism cannot explain our ability to reason. Despite this argument, there are a few possible objections. These will be discussed at the end of this chapter. However, one key objection argues that computer programs have the ability to reason deductively. Computer programs are made up of physical stuff, therefore, physical processes can explain rationality. This contention will be addressed in detail at the end of this chapter. However, the main point is that computer programs do not have insights, in particular, they do not have meaningful insights. Human rationality involves the ability to establish meaningful conclusions. The very fact that we can question the implications or the meaning of a conclusion even if we do not know its meaning, as in the case of the modifice above, indicates that human rationality involves meaningful insights. Computer programs do not have these meaningful insights. In actual fact, a computer system is based on syntactical rules, the manipulation of symbols, not on semantics meaning. This will be explained further later. Can Darwinian evolution justify our rational faculties?